Chodesh Tov, everyone. Just quick halacha before we begin our Vit. We're almost at the time. Asur ladur bishchunat ba'alei lashon hara. It's forbidden to live in a neighborhood of habitual lashon hara speakers. We're going to see in his Haga'ah what exactly this means. Certainly it's forbidden to sit with them and listen to their conversation. Even if one does not intend to accept the lashon hara that comes up in their conversation, you still can't sit with them. Because since in doing so you're deliberately lending your ear to listen to lashon hara, and that's forbidden. If someone knows that one of his students is a Baal Lashon Hara, tzarich la'archiko me'ito. He must distance that student from himself. If you know for a fact that your rebuke will not cause the student to improve.
Can you listen to the news on television?
I'm sorry?
You listen to the news on television.
I think we answered that question, but I want to focus on this halakha. I'll answer you privately. If one finds himself in a group of Baalei Lashon Hara, v'shomea shehem medabrim Lashon Hara, and hears them speaking Lashon Hara, then you have to do the following. If he estimates that his rebuke will cause them to stop speaking, obviously he's obligated to rebuke them, according to the Torah. And if he realizes that his rebuke will not stop them, if it will at least not aggravate matters further, he must protest and not remain silent. They might not listen to you, but at least they'll keep it in the back of their heads. Lest they say about him, you're no different than us. So that he approves of their words of Lashon Hara. Also, this person who finds himself among those Lashon Hara speakers has an obligation to respond and reprimand them. For the sake of defending the honor of the innocent, upstanding person who are there defaming. This is one of the reasons where a person is obligated to leave the company of wicked people, because if he fails to reprimand them for the Lashon Hara in his presence, he will be punished for hearing their words, and failing to protest their actions. He gives two scenarios here in a Haga'ah. Scenario F. On a pilot visit to a community to investigate the potential purchase of a new home, a couple witnesses many instances of Lashon Hara among the neighbors. There seems to be no restraint as people discuss various neighbors' personal troubles and woes. The couple must forego the house purchase because a person is not permitted to knowingly take up residence in a place populated with Baalei Lashon Hara. Scenario G. At a camp staff meeting, the new division head hears the counselor speaking Lashon Hara about a former counselor. He interrupts, commenting that their words are Lashon Hara. Although he suspects that they will resume their Lashon Hara after the meeting, his rebuke is worthwhile, as long as it doesn't make matters worse. He is at least demonstrating to the others that he is not part of, nor is he interested in their demeaning conversation. Now, he has a little piece here on the Haga'ah, which I think is very much applicable to any Bet Knesset. He writes here, from this halakha that we just said, that you can't live in a neighborhood full of Baalei Lashon Hara, we can learn that kol sheken yesh lizahed. For sure, someone must be very careful. Shelo likvoa lo makom bebet haKnesset ubet haMidrash etzel Baalei Lashon Hara. Don't choose a seat and a place in shul and in a Bet Midrash near Baalei Lashon Hara. Ki milvad sheyagiluhu bemidat hamhara'ah. Besides the fact that they will gradually they will accustom him to their wicked trait of Lashon Hara, liot gamhu mimeviya diba bnei adam, until he becomes a type of person who's going to pass over derogatory information about others. Besides for that, he's also going to be accustomed to frequently responding, Amen Yeshem Rabba, Ubarechu, and Barechu, Milishmoa Kiryat Torah, also missing the words of the reading of the Torah, the Chazarat Hashatz, and the Chazan's repetition of Amidah, Ve'od Kama Avonot Atzumim, and also many other severe sins, Kashebe'arti Le B'pticha B'mitzvat Aseh Zayin, which I explained in the introduction in positive commandment number 7. Ayen Sham. Ubiprat, in particular, im yesh lo et kavua lilmod Torah, someone who has a designated time to study Torah, me'od tzarich lizaed ba'et ha'ish shelo lit'arev imahem. He must be extremely careful not to mingle with such people, ki harbe yibatel al yadam, because they will disrupt his learning significantly. U'me'at asher yisha'el lo me'et ha'i. Moreover, any of the brief time remaining after all that idle talk and gossiping, lo yeh lo gam ken shum hatzlacha belimudo chas v'chalila. You're not going to have any success in what you learn. Because the learning segments are going to be psakim, they're going to be fragmented because of all the times you had idle talk and speaking Lashon Hara. Milvad godel ha'onesh she'yadu al hakol. This is besides the great sin and the severe punishment that will come, le'aposek min divrei Torah ve'osek b'divrei sicha, incurred by a person who interrupts his Torah study and engages in idle conversation. Kemo she'amru Chazal, like the rabbis talk about in the Gemara, Masech Hagigah, v'na'arich b'zeh mitzeh Hashem, le'kaman b'chelek bet. He says, I will elaborate this further on in the next section of this work. Okay, we'll pause here and we'll continue next time.